Hello adventurers and welcome to another Black Desert mobile video. This one I'm just going to go over pretty much all of the updates for today. Today's February 6th and there was actually a lot that went on. It didn't feel like there was a big update coming, but this is a pretty big one. So what I wanted to do was go over like the patch notes really quickly, and then I wanted to start the story for the new update as well, so that way I can kind of show you the new land and then give you a little bit of my strategy for how I'm gonna tackle this. I obviously haven't done it yet, so I'm flying a little bit blind, but hopefully I'll be able to give you some pretty good insight before you waste all of your time in there as well. Like I figure I am going to. Let's go ahead and take a look at the patch notes, and then as always, if you don't know where it's at, just hit the little menu icon, and then up here in the top left, it should take you to the patch notes. I'm actually mostly only going to be covering two things within the patch notes, so that'll be the featured update, and then I'll tell you what the other one here is in a second. So featured updates: Land of Sherekhan. You can read the developer commentary. I already read it. It's kind of cool. It's an interesting story. So I'm not gonna read this, but I do highly encourage reading it. It is kind of cool. It gives you some insight as to like what this update's about and how it came to be. So more or less, this new area is going to be the Land of Sherekhan, which is a region where you can see Drieghan in the past. It's going to be very similar to Land of the Morning Light and Everfrost. To actually get here, you need to do a story quest, which is Legacy of Sherekhan. When you first log in, you'll be prompted to start the quest, assuming that you already have the requirements done for it. So the requirements are story progress, complete story, Drieghan spread of terror. So I believe that's towards the very end of the main quest line for Drieghan. So once you do that, you'll have access to this storyline. All you'll have to do is accept that quest and then follow the quest. But again, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to do the actual quest within this video, and then we'll take a tour of the actual land. So again, you must complete the quest Ready for the Past from the newly added story Legacy of Sherekhan to enter the Land of Sherekhan. This story can be unlocked by completing the story Drieghan Spread of Terror. So pretty much like I just said, but to actually unlock this land, you have to do the story, which is again what I just said. So you can actually get here by tapping the Land of Sherekhan button via the town icon, so the little town that's in the top left corner, or you can get here through a well in Drieghan. So when you enter the Land of Sherekhan, you will move to the town Old Drieghan. The following buffs are applied in Land of Sherekhan: Flute of Unity, normal and advanced cooking items, French toast, lucky dragon, item drop rate. So all of this stuff seems like it still works. The only thing that doesn't work in here is hot times. So it's pretty much the exact same as Everfrost and Desert. So make sure that you are using your normal and advanced, I guess, meals or potions, I guess. I'll show you what I mean here in a second about that. And then also, like, you can get XP boosts from French toast, and then make sure that you're using your lucky black dragon, because that item drop rate increase does apply in here. And then also, if someone has a flute running, the flute works in here as well. So again, this is kind of like the time management. You can collect 7 of these and your time will accumulate just based on how many you use. When I say you can collect 7, they can just be stored there, and then you can collect all of them and use them whenever you want. But it's the exact same thing as the water and the tea. Just make sure that you're collecting that at least once a week and then using them. Most people collect them more often. It's up to you however you want to do that, but just make sure that you get that. So to stay in the Land of Sherekhan, you must use clockwork. You can obtain a clockwork every day once you complete the Ready for the Past quest from the story Legacy of Sherekhan. Using 1 clockwork increases your exploration time by 20 minutes, while in town exploration time in the Land of Sherekhan does not decrease. Again, it's the exact same concept as the other ones. So these are the towns right here. These will not decrease your time, and then you can have up to 5 hours of exploration time in Land of Sherekhan. If you have a Life Plus active though, max exploration time increases to 10 hours. So I'll have 10 hours. And if you don't have Life Plus, you'll just have 5 hours. That's okay. Just make sure that you use your time and don't have an excess of it. Clockwork can be used within 24 hours of obtaining it, and once it expires, it can be sold to vendors. Don't let it expire. Make sure you use it. There is no holy vials of light cost in the land of Sherekhan. If you do not take any action in the zone where the clockwork is consumed and enter sleep mode, you'll be forced into a nearby town. So that's kind of nice. If you're AFK and you're not doing anything, you'll just be moved to a town. Also, there are broken altars in the land of Sherekhan, so make sure that you activate these so you can quickly move between locations. It's basically teleporting. When you first arrive in the land of Sherekhan, you can only see the area around Old Duvenkroon on the world map. But as you explore new zones, more of the world map will gradually become visible. Again, it's like all the other maps. If you've never visited there, it'll be dark, and then you just have to run around to unlock these new zones. Again, I will be doing this here in this video, so I'm gonna visit this land. I'm gonna go through my strategy for how I actually want to unlock all of these altars, and then how I want to pretty much farm in here. As part of this, there is a call-up board. So a call-up board is installed in each town. It's basically missions, it's bounty missions, it's the same thing. Make sure that you do these so you can complete one call-up board mission per week and refresh missions once per day. So if you don't see like a mission that you like, you can refresh it the next day, and then hopefully that's a better one. But you can only complete the missions once per week. Hopefully that made enough sense. Upon completing the call-up board mission, you will obtain the clockwork chest as the main reward. Upon use, you will obtain 3 clockwork. So this is going to give you an hour every week. Just make sure that you do this. That's pretty helpful. Land of Sherekhan. Monsters appearing in Land of Sherekhan range in CP from 43,000 to 60,000. You can obtain topography, academic, ecology, adventure, and character knowledge in here. That's good. Free CP, free knowledge. That's awesome. Hopefully there's not too much, because it can be a little bit of a hassle. And I like to have my knowledge at 100s all the time. So I'll make sure to do this. I don't know if I'll record it, but I'll do as much of this as I can. You can accept quests from the main monster zones to receive monster knowledge as a reward. Interesting. Acceptable zones: Marcha Camp, Everlasting Falls, Wolf Habitat. This is interesting. So you can accept quests around the main monster zones to receive monster knowledge as a reward. I'm gonna see what that looks like. I'm pretty sure I have max knowledge for those monsters, but maybe it's different because this is like, they look like different monsters, so I would imagine this is different knowledge XP. So Sherekhan Illumination. This is like the witches thing in Everfrost. It's basically like a different instance in case all of these zones are overpopulated. If it's super crowded, you might want to use these. You can enter the illuminated land of Sherekhan through Sherekhan Illumination. The illuminated land of the Sherekhan includes separate monster zones where only the monsters of that area appear. The effects of Unity, it's all the exact same. It's just a separate instance if you want to try to farm separately from everyone else. Obviously clockwork is consumed here, and then you can defeat monsters within a limited area, so that's fine. Just be aware that if it's too crowded, go to one of these illumination spots and it'll make you a separate instance, so that way you can farm. So that's pretty much everything for this zone. This is kind of cheating right here. There's a map that shows a lot of these locations. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reference back to this here in a little bit once I start, but take a look at these main drops. So we can actually get these primal little bracelet things, and then you can get these broken sealed ones. These are gonna be really important. Let's go ahead and let's look at the next thing. So I'm going to very briefly talk about skill succession. I'm not going to talk about it really that much in this video, but just be aware that with all of this unlocks skill succession. The easiest way I can talk about this is skill succession allows Awaken/Ascension classes to select and acquire one of 2 designated skills from the opposite class. So there's 2 skills that are available to be picked from for each class, and it's the opposite class. But you can only pick one of those skills to use. So Ascension Gladiator can use Awaken Berserker skill, and vice versa, but it's like a limited option of skills in here. Charm of Succession. Succession skills is not affected by the opposite class passive, and some factors such as skill damage have been adjusted. So this is kind of a lot. This needs its own video. I'm not going to go over it right now. Just be aware that once you do this, you have access to skill succession, and this will really this will spice up PvP. This will spice up PvE, assuming that you get like a good class that can be worked against monsters. So yeah, there's a long list, but again, I'm not going to go over this. What I want to go over is Charm of Succession. So the Charm of Succession is family gear that can be enhanced to increase succession skill damage. That's mainly what this is used for. However, this also gives you AP and DP applied according to the Awaken enhancement levels as follows. So this chart down here, it can be imbued with stats that increase skill succession skill damage and PvP damage reduction limit. You can also do enchantments, and the two things that you can pick from is skill succession damage and PvP damage reduction limit. So when equipped, the effect applies to all characters within the family. Just kind of keep that in mind, but this is really, really good because you can get a lot of CP. Once you have the max one, you'll be getting 1,420 CP. Obviously, that's going to be really, really hard to get to. I think what's probably most practical, what we'll get pretty early on is we're just going to get like Abyssal, and then these primals are going to be probably where we're stuck out for a little bit, and I'll kind of show you why that is. So this piece of gear is going to be going on like a new family slot, which is going to be up here in the top left. But again, all this CP is applied to all of your characters, so that's really, really good. Upon completing the story Legacy of Sherekhan, you can equip the Charm of Succession. It can be one of 3 possible grades: Abyssal, Primal, and Chaos. So if you go into craft, you go to gear, Charm of Succession, you have these 3 grades. You can craft the Abyssal one pretty easy, it seems like. You just need one of these sealed Charms of Succession. And then to craft the Primal one, you'll need a +3 Charm of Succession plus an Ambergris. This item has been in the game for a while. No one knew what it was for, and the only text description it gave was that it'll be used in a future update. This is that future update. So the Primal one seems fairly simple to get, assuming you have the Ambergris. I don't know if they're adding a new way for us to get the Ambergris, or if we just have to keep farming it from Khan. I'll talk about that here in a second. If something pops up, I'll let you know. But for Chaos Charm of Succession, you will need +4 Primal Charm of Succession plus 3 Ambergris, 5 Chaos Jewels, and 10 Acrid. I think the hardest part here is the Ambergris, and also probably the Primal. But you can craft any gear of Charm of Succession via craft, gear, others, Charm of Succession using the required materials. So these are the required materials. I just went over them. Any enchantments for a Charm of Succession used as a material will be transferred. Ambergris and sealed Charm of Succession can be registered on the market. So it might be good to start buying some Ambergris. After completing the quest to the land of Sherekhan from the story Legacy of Sherekhan, you can obtain the sealed Charm of Succession. Okay. Basically do the story and you can start getting this. And Primal Charm of Succession with a certain probability when defeating monsters. So you can get the Primal just as a drop. So maybe you wait until you're lucky. But it looks like what you'll need are sealed Charm of Successions to actually be enhancing this gear. It looks like for +1 it's a 100%, but I'll be looking at those percentages here in a little bit. So the Charm of Succession uses sealed Charms of Succession and silver as materials for Awaken Enhancement. The Awaken Enhancement success rate is 100% across all grades. Interesting. All we need are the amount for sealed Charm of Successions, and we're guaranteed. There's no RNG in it. It's just the RNG of getting this as a drop. So that's really nice. The amount of sealed Charms of Succession and silver coins, it varies based on the enhancement, and I'll show you that here in a second. But we can also enchant this gear, and it's using the exact same stuff. So sealed Charms of Succession to be enchanting, and the things that we'll be able to modify is going to be PvP damage reduction limit increase. So I think our limit right now is 40 or 50. This will increase it up to 20%, which means it'll now be 60 or 70. I'll take a look just to verify. And then also the succession skill damage increase, we can get up to 40%. This is really, really good. And yeah, this is all pretty much the same stuff. So I'm going to just keep moving on. You can enchant the Charm of Succession. Each enchant attempts consumes sealed Charms of Succession X1. You can restore the previous stats by spending a sealed charm of succession x1. So you'll use two, you can roll and then just use the same one, or you can just roll blindly and use one each time, and that's fine. The effects of this can be enchanted as follows. So that's fine. This is where I'm confused though. You can attempt enchantment for only one stat after locking the desired slot. When attempting enchantment with one slot locked, it consumes sealed. Oh, so this rolls both of the stats, and you're only using one each time you roll. So if you get a really high PvP damage reduction increase, like say you get 20 on the top one, you'll have to lock that, and then you can only roll the bottom one. And once you have one locked, you'll be using 3 charms of succession per attempt. So not too bad. Just be aware that if you have one that you want to lock, you're going to be using more sealed charms of succession to try to roll the other one. So just keep that in mind. And then you can obviously also do auto enhancement. So yeah, that's pretty good stuff. The main takeaway is that you can lock one of these. It just costs a little bit more to keep rolling the second one after that, which is okay. So this is all kind of the same stuff. The auto enchant feature is available for the charm of succession. You can select whether or not to restore it. If you restore it, you're using the just one more, so you might as well. And I think that's okay. It doesn't seem like there's a way that you can fail. At least they haven't said anything. So that's pretty good. And then you can stop when reaching goals. Yeah, normal auto enhancement stuff. This is the main thing though. So actually upgrading your charm of succession. So the charm of succession can be absorbed by the black spirit as dark energy. The grade and awakening level of the selected charm of succession will determine how many sealed charms of succession you will obtain. So this is actually not the upgrade, what I thought it was. This is going to be, if you feed something to your black spirit, how much stuff you get in return. So if you have an Abyssal +3, you'll get 8 sealed charms of succession. If you have a chaos 0, 128. But I think this is a really good indicator of how many sealed charms of succession you're going to need to upgrade all the way up to chaos. I could be wrong on that, but I'll have to actually look at the numbers first to get a better idea. That's actually everything that I wanted to cover. There is more stuff on like classes, everything like that, but again, I did want to keep this a little bit specific just to this update. So now that we're done with that, what I want to look at is go to the story, and this new story is going to be under Essential, and it's going to be Legacy of Sherekhan. So I'm going to accept this, and we're going to go ahead and start. Again, you need to make sure that you have you've actually done the Drieghan quest line for the most part, and it looks like we'll get started out with getting a sealed charm of succession, succession skill book. So this will get us pretty started for pretty much everything, and it gives us also some of this clockwork time as well. So this is very good. So what I'm gonna do is accept, but actually really quickly, one thing I wanted to talk about was the ambergris. I believe I have one right here. So this I obtained from defeating Khan, which is a world boss. So if we go to Ayeli's Rift, I got it as a drop from this guy right here. It doesn't show on the drop table. It's just a rare drop that you can get. I've been playing for a while and I only have one of those. So yeah, you might have one, you might not. It's kind of up to luck, I guess. But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get started on this story. I was hoping there was going to be some dialogue or like voice acting, but it doesn't seem like there is. So we'll just have to read along. I am not going to read out loud. They believe me. Maybe I will read out loud. I'll see what I can do. Honestly, I will probably just skip this quest. If I can just auto path most of this, I'm going to just skip that. I'll skip from one part to the next part. But if it actually requires me doing something, or like if it's complicated in some way, I'll try to cover that very briefly, so that way no one gets stuck. Okay, so this is like the only thing that's come up so far. What is not prohibited in the land of Sherekhan? This is all fine. This is not prohibited, so we can ride a horse if we want to, so that's correct. I guess that's it. Let's get started. Okay, so we are actually in now. It looks like we start out with 1 hour of time, so that's pretty good. Just looking around, this place looks a little rough. You can tell it's definitely the old town. What I'm gonna do is, if I see someone that I can talk to, I'm just gonna talk to them so I can get the knowledge right off the bat. But other than that, so far the quest has been pretty easy, so let's just go ahead and keep continuing. Okay, so that was all of the quests. That was super easy. We just had to follow the quest prompts and auto path, so that was super nice. This is nice little CP bonus that we got as well. So what we're gonna do is let's take a look at these items, and I want to look at the map again just to kind of give you an idea of what to be doing in here. I'm gonna use a lot of my time, and then I'll give you like a summary of everything that I took away from it. But the main thing that I want to look at really quickly before I do that is going to be the Charm of Succession. So succession skill, and then equipping the Charm of Succession. So let's see how this works. We can do the tutorial, sure. So it looks like we just need to equip that Charm of Succession. The Succession skill slot is now available. Acquire one of the 2 skills. Okay. Tap the change skill button to select the preview the skill. So it looks like this is all going to be in our skill menu. Okay, first things first is this right here. So sealed Charm of Succession. Charm that seals the power of succession can be used as material for enhancement crafting. It looks like we can also sell it on the market for 5 billion silver. Wow, that is a lot. What I want to do is go to craft, and I want to look at this right here. So what I could do is just craft one of these right now, so that way I have something on. Let's just do that. Sure, why not? So now that we have one of those, what we can do is equip it. And if I go to Black Spirit, I want to look at the Awaken enhancement for it. So we will just need 1 sealed Charm of Succession to upgrade it to the next one. We'll need 2 for the following one, and 4 for the one after that. Once we have it here, what we can do is upgrade it to the Primal, or what we could try to do is just hope that we get the Primal as a drop. Because it will cost 1 ambergris if we want to do that, and then we'll need 3 ambergris, so it might be worth just trying to hold on to them. But this is a pretty nice CP bonus. It's not like a crazy amount, but for right now the main thing that we're going to be needing are these sealed Charms of Succession. Let's take a look at the succession skills now. So we'll go to skill, just use that item. So if you go to skill upgrade, this is where it's going to show you. It looks like you have 2 options: acquire skill or change skill. Damage per hit, PvP damage per hit, recover 12 magic. Let's do acquire, confirm. So we have it, and it's already at level 10, so that's really, really nice. So all we have to do is just, you know, put all our stuff in here. And if we upgrade our, I keep forgetting what it's called. If we upgrade our Charm of Succession, we'll actually get more damage from this skill. For right now, I'm gonna hold off on testing it. But yeah, that's pretty much just how you equip it. And then if you want to change, you can just change it right here. It's pretty easy. And it looks like all of your upgrades to it, they stay the same. So just keep that in mind. The next thing that I want to do is let's look at the new map really quickly. And I want to give you like a quick strategy or like a checklist of things that you should be doing. The first thing I want to look at though is monster knowledge. If I click on them, it looks like I already have knowledge for them. Like right here, it says knowledge 8 out of 100. Why are these not showing me? Okay, if I can get it, it'll say obtainable. For all of the other ones, like I think from like the old areas, the Cagtum, we already have that knowledge. So all of this top right corner, it seems like we already have it, but this bottom area and all these grayed out areas are going to be the new monsters. So what I want to do is, first things first, I want to go to a town and accept the missions. So here in Duvenkroon, all I really want right now is going to be this call-up board. I also want to go visit all of these NPCs that have knowledge associated with them. So first things first though, call-up board, I want to accept one of these quests. So all of them are pretty much just defeat monsters. I'll go ahead and take this one. So 2,000 monsters, that's my goal for right now. After doing the stories, I ended up with 4 extra clockwork, so I'm going to go ahead and use all of them. And really quickly, I'm just going to go ahead and collect some knowledge. Let's talk to this person. And it's CP knowledge I just got from him, so that's really nice. So here I'll talk to this person, get some max HP, that's really nice. I don't see anything else. I'm sure there's something like more knowledge just if you walk around, but I'll do that separately. I'm not too worried about it right now. There were a couple of things that were mentioned is if you go to these monster zones, you can accept quests to get more knowledge for them. I don't know how well that's gonna work out, but first thing that I want to do is let's go ahead and unlock some more parts of this map. So really quickly, what I'm going to do is just run to the places that I already see. I'm going to reference that image that was in the patch notes. So if we go over here, go to Land of Sherekhan, and this is just while my character's auto-pathing to a spot that will unlock like a new area. So this is the main thing that I want to look at also is you can accept quests from the main monster zones to receive monster knowledge as a reward. So I'm going to try that out while I take a look at this, and we'll see how useful it is. If it's not useful, that's fine. So this is the south part of the map, it looks like. I'll use this as reference here in a little bit. I'm just going to take like a mental image of it. Actually, I'm going to take a screenshot. And I'll put it on the other screen, and I'll just kind of keep tabs of it. But for right now, I am basically I'm gonna be wasting my clock pieces, but I will still get some knowledge just from unlocking new areas. So if I go over here, this didn't unlock a new altar, but I did get some knowledge just for unlocking that area. So what I'm gonna do is auto path just like in the middle of nowhere, and then we'll see how this works out. Hopefully this fog will clear up. Let's go ahead and do this. Once we unlock some parts of these maps, I will do what I literally just said, which is I'm gonna kill some monsters. So here basically what I decided was, while I'm traveling to all of these places, if I see monsters that I need knowledge for, I'm just gonna go ahead and kill them, so that way I can get the knowledge really quickly. This will help me get my 2,000 kills. It'll also help me clear out like all of this knowledge. Hopefully I can get some of those new items. I keep forgetting what they're called, sealed charms of succession. So this is just a way for me to feel like I'm not wasting my time as much just running around. But this is kind of what I did for Everfrost, and I thought it was a pretty solid way to do it. Was I have areas that I'm pathing to. If I see something to kill, just stop and kill it. I don't know how long it actually takes to get each piece of knowledge, but I just got one right there, so it didn't seem too long. Again, do make sure that you have your lucky dragon equipped. It will affect your drop rate. And then also make sure that you have normal combat buff applied and advanced combat buff. The rest you should be fine without. Hot times don't work here, but the rest of the stuff pretty much does. So just make sure that you have those buffs applied and you're not just like sitting here with nothing on. So this is pretty much the same thing. I've unlocked a new area of the map. I'm still unlocking more of these areas for the knowledge, but whenever I pass a new monster, I am going to stop really quickly, grab some knowledge just so it's like quick and easy CP. Also, I can kind of test how the damage is against these higher CPs. I'm almost at 60k, but these are like right at 60k, so I shouldn't have any problems with them. But what I'm going to do is just kill a few more and then I'll continue moving on. I'm going to go down to this southwestern part of the map next, just because this is the part that we had like a little screenshot of in the patch notes. So I'm going to go off of that screenshot and try to unlock some spaces, but yeah, let's continue. So over here, all I'm doing is just pathing randomly into the fog somewhere around like the middle point. It should go ahead and clear up that area, but for now I'm just riding blindly, but I have a pretty good idea of what's coming up based on like the image that I saw earlier. Something that I also want to keep open whenever I'm auto-pathing are going to be this NPC list, just because if someone were to pop up where like they have knowledge that I can just talk to them and gain it, I'll like auto-path over there while I'm on the way. But then also keep an eye out for any knowledge that might be on the floor. I know that there's probably going to be a guide on it eventually, but getting as much as possible while you're running around it definitely does help, so that way you don't waste as much time just running like a chicken with its head cut off. But also whenever you're like in zones with these monsters that you might need knowledge for, this is also a pretty good way to see where that quest is. So like there would be if one were available, there would be a quest like with a little quest notification. You can auto path over there and then kill those monsters for the knowledge rewards. Again, I'll test that here in a little bit. So this is like a good example. While I was running, a bunch of new NPCs popped up. There was some knowledge, and then there's a broken altar that I don't have knowledge of. So if I go over here, you can see that it's still grayed out. So this is like a good way to auto path to something new, so that way you can unlock the knowledge for that region. But hopefully this will unblock the fog. Let's find out here in a second. Yep, there we go. So this is perfect. So this is like a good spot to be indicating once you're at like Old Duvenkroon, you can auto path down here, and it clears up a lot of this fog. So I'm gonna keep moving northwest. I'll come back to these other spots later. I just want to go ahead and clear up the rest of the map. So just once again, this is another good example. I'm walking in the fog right now. NPCs popped up, so I just started auto-pathing to them. Now I can change my auto-pathing because I know what I'm looking for is right here. And then while I'm here, I'm just going to talk to as many NPCs as I can, so that way I can collect more knowledge. Also, this is what I was talking about earlier, that quest. So if you were to auto-path to Hidden Record, Sherekhan Altar, this will give you like a defeat monsters quest, and if you defeat the monsters in this area, supposedly it will give you knowledge XP for those monsters. Again, I will test that here after I finish clearing up the map. But I did want to say this really quickly. While I'm running through this map, this is a huge map. Like it's pretty crazy. And I'll be honest, like this is a really nice looking map. Like a lot of detail was put into it. Obviously it looks like it's just a bunch of rocks and mountains and everything, but there's nice waterfalls, there's rivers going through it. Like I think there's some pretty cool details as well as structures and landmarks in this actual land. So I'm pretty impressed. I feel like there wasn't enough hype around this being unlocked, but this is really cool, and I'm happy to see this. And I'm looking forward to, well, I just got stuck, so while I'm singing its praises, now I'm I don't know where the heck I am. Let's go to the broken altar. What's going on with this road? It seems like there's something up there. It seems like there is an issue with this specific road right here. It looks like it's just blocked off. Unless maybe I can like climb up, which I'll give it a quick try. Okay, apparently you can climb up. It's just that there's a rock in the way. I don't know if that was meant to be there, but that's pretty interesting and good that I found that, I guess. So let's go ahead and let's continue the auto pathing. Oh yeah, but this land is beautiful. I think this is really well made. And then like there's caverns inside of like the actual mountains themselves, so that's really cool. I like that type of detail. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stop talking and let's continue doing this. So I am still looking for knowledge, so I'm looking on the floor as well as just talking to the NPCs. The NPCs are by far the easiest ones to get, especially once we have unlocked all of the altars. It should be pretty easy to collect all of this knowledge later as well. And I think I saw something right here as well. Yeah, there's one right here. Stairs and more stairs. Okay, so over here back in Old Duvenkroon, again, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and go through this this fog again. There should be a town somewhere over here, so let's just see how this goes. All right, perfect. So it looks like that just unlocked all the rest of the map. So really all I have to do now is just go into these ones with question marks. I think these are the last 3 that I have, so this is pretty perfect. So let me knock these out really quickly and then I'll show you like what my next steps are in regards to tackling these monsters, getting their knowledge, and yeah. Alright, so just so you know, there's a lot of knowledge in Nightcrow, what is it called? Nightcrow Post. So normally what I do is I'll just run around the city until I find something. The good thing about like the towns is that they don't really use your, they don't use your clockwork time. So just be aware of that. Most of the knowledge is probably just going to be in places where the clockwork is inactive. Obviously there can still be other spots where there is knowledge to be found, but just for the most part, just be aware of that. I'm sure someone will make a guide for all of the knowledge. I'm not really gonna make that, so let's be on the lookout for that. The next thing I want to look at is going to be the monsters. Let's see. So there's some that we already have knowledge for. So if we go to like the top right, none of these have knowledge that I can obtain. So these have knowledge that's obtainable, and I'm pretty sure most of these other ones will as well. So starting over here in the bottom right corner, we have monsters that we can obtain knowledge. There's some there, there's some here, there's some here. Alright, so what we could probably do is like start over on the furthest most right part, which is actually I think this zone right here. Let me go ahead and zoom in. Abandoned, what is it called? Abandoned campground. We could start over here and then work our way over towards the west, which is probably what I'll do. And then while I do that, I am gonna try that quest where I can accept a quest, and then supposedly it gives me knowledge. I'll see how that works out. And then now that we're here, what I'm looking for, I was hoping there was gonna be a quest that's available. Maybe I just have to move a little bit further in. So let's go over here. So it looks like all 3 of these are like the exact same. So what I'll do is I'm actually just gonna go to Ashen Canyon instead, just because it's a little more north. And again, what I'm looking for are these right here, hidden records, stone wall of something. So walk up to this wall, and it says the writing is so fuzzy that you need to stare right at it to read it. Hidden beneath the fallen leaves or ashen lands. I'm gonna see if I can unlock, or if I can accept both of them. So defeat Ashen Canyon enemies X500. Okay, accept. And let's see if we can get the other one. Ashen Lands. Defeat Canyon Caller X300 in Ashen Canyon. One is for a specific monster hidden beneath the fallen leaves. Defeat Ashen Canyon enemies. So it just needs to be in Ashen Canyon, and then this one specifically defeat Canyon Caller. But something I wanted to look at really quickly was this right here. Knowledge Ashen Lands. I don't think it gives me that knowledge. I think all it's saying is that these areas give you knowledge if you unlock these areas. All I'm doing is making sure that I have combat buffs applied, and I'll go ahead and kill these. Again, I'm just trying to get some of their knowledge, but at this point in time, what I'm really doing is I'm gonna see what the rewards are for these quests. But I'll see you here in a little bit. I'm actually pretty sure I'm gonna be close to running out of time for this, but let's see how it goes. So once I've gotten the knowledge for all of the monsters specifically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move around and try to get some of these, like the huts, the nest, and the branch storage. These are like more of land marker things to kill rather than monsters, but it is still knowledge that I need to gather. So what I'll do is just stop by each one and hopefully get the knowledge from them and then keep moving on. For the most part, I think we're coming up on pretty much the end of this. That's like the plan, is just make sure that you're farming monsters. All of them drop or have a chance to drop these charms of succession. If you get this one right here, you can upgrade the one that you have, or what you can do is like if you have like an extra one of these, you can feed it to your black spirit and get some extras of these sealed charms of succession. But I'll be back once these kills are done, and then we'll do closing remarks and kind of see what I got. Alright, so this quest is done. Let's go ahead and see what we get. Wow, we actually did get 1 defense from that. So apparently we should be doing each one of these quests. They also give us CP. I'm pretty sure that means it'll just be a one-time quest. So make sure that you go to pretty much every major region and make sure that you're checking like this hidden record stone wall. These hidden records are going to be able to give you some CP, so that's really good. I had no idea. I thought that was just talking about the region. So make sure that you work on them. Some of them are going to be, I'm pretty sure there's 2 quests involved with each one, but some of them, like this one's going to take a little bit longer because you have to kill one specific monster the entire time. So this is something that you'll probably want to like accept and then work on slowly over time. I definitely don't think I'll get it here in one go. This kind of changes the fact that, like I was saying, that you can't get CP from these. Assuming you can accept one of these quests, you're gonna have to kill these monsters for that CP anyways. It's very small, it's not a high amount of CP, but it is something, and you're definitely gonna have to do it if you want maxed out knowledge. So this is the same thing. Make sure that you go to the hidden record, go ahead and click talk, and if you can, accept both of them. So this is the easiest one, making sure that you just kill the enemies in this area, but then the harder one is going to be to kill like that specific monster. So this one's going to actually take a little bit longer, but I want to look at the rewards again. So this is the one that I just picked up, so this will give me max HP, and the other one will give me attack +1. So yep, same thing, just kill monsters in this area, collect the knowledge, and make sure that you do the quest. I'm gonna let this run for the 55 minutes. I have a flute going right now, and so far I have gotten, I believe, 2 of these sealed charms. You need 7 in total to get a pink. So if you just have the one that I have right here, you'll need 7 of these to make it a pink. So to get +1, you need 1. To get +2, you need 2. That's 3 total. And then to get +3, you need 4. So that's 7 total. And then to make the pink, you just need the ambergris. And let's see, yeah, just the ambergris and that +3. So that's pretty much guaranteed, easy peasy. This one's a little bit harder, and hopefully they'll come out with more ways for us to actually be getting these. As of right now, again, I'm pretty sure the only way to get them is through Khan. Alright, so after all this time, it looks like we only got 1 sealed charm. Just keep that in mind. This is going to be really important, making sure that you do each one of these hidden records for all of these different monsters. Maybe there's going to be a map in the future of where each one of these hidden records are, but as of right now, it just kind of seems like you'll have to go to any like major region and hope that there's something there. What I would do is kind of just look at the monsters, and there should be one somewhere around the monsters. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I had for this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. But if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks, bye.